Our top news this week: Sony has just released a very useful tutorial for the new FX30. The tutorial dives into how to use S-Log3 and Cine EI mode correctly and get some impressively cinematic results with your footage. And as the FX30 is targeting more entry-level users, having a good grasp on how to properly shoot in S-Log3 and how to use Cine EI mode will go a long way. The tutorial is broken into sections with clear instructions, starting with filming in S-Log3 using flexible ISO mode, using the display LUT and metadata before diving into the grading section. The second part of the tutorial focuses on the more advanced Cine EI mode, ported from the bigger FX9 and Venice cameras, which allows for more control of the shadows and highlights roll-off by combining base ISO and exposure index adjustment in post for maximum dynamic range in clean images. And speaking of the FX30, AtomOS also announced the new AtomOS 10.83 firmware update for the Ninja V, V Plus and the Shogun Connect. This update adds ProRes RAW support for the new Sony FX30, Sony FR7 and Fujifilm X2 cameras. Sony FX30 users can now record 4.7K ProRes RAW up to 30 frames per second via HDMI to the Ninja V and up to 60 frames per second in 4K to the Ninja V Plus and Shogun Connect, while those filming with the groundbreaking FR7 can record 4K ProRes RAW up to 120 frames per second over SDI. In addition, the latest Fujifilm X-H2 can output 12-bit 8K RAW over HDMI, which requires the extra processing power of the Shogun Connect or the Ninja V Plus. Panasonic has announced two new 4K camcorders aimed at those working in news and fast-paced broadcast environments. The new Panasonic HC-X2 and the HC-X20 feature a 1-inch type sensor and offer 10-bit 4K recording in various flavors, including 10-bit 422 up to 4K 30p and HEVC 10-bit 420 in UHD 4K 60p. The camcorders also feature a 24.5mm wide-angle lens with 20 times optical zoom, paired with 3 independent rings for manual control, and 5-axis hybrid image stabilization for smooth shots even when handheld. The new Panasonic camcorders are equipped with a 3.5-inch high-brightness LCD display and V-Log picture profile for those looking to get extra from their footage in post. Full HD live streaming functionality, dual codec recording and wireless control from a tablet are also available. And that's it for this week. We'll be back next week with more news in 90 seconds.